How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from Switchwatch. I'm back with another review. This time it's called The Bridge, and this was developed by T.Y. Taylor and Mario Castañeda. So thank you for providing this game to us for review purposes. Now guys, if you do like this review by the end, show us some love, hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment down below so I can respond to you. And last but not least, if you're a new watcher here, then please consider subscribing. I just want to take this opportunity to say before we go into the review, thank you to all of our existing subscribers that continue to watch all of our videos. We very much appreciate it. So let's not wait any longer and let's get into The Bridge review. So as always here at Switchwatch, let's start with the story. There is an overall story here which intertwines the bridge together, but to reveal it would spoil the fun of following those breadcrumbs to reveal more of the story which is hidden throughout each of the puzzles. I will say that the narrative is not obvious here, and honestly it's quite obtuse, but you will get little clues if you follow the trail. Pay close attention to each puzzle and the story will start to reveal itself. The main character does remain nameless, but as you progress you can't help but be drawn into this beautiful world. Now the audio here has a really nice eerie and chilled out audio track playing through. You could just lose an afternoon playing this game and listening to this beautiful track that plays through. The sound effects are just fine and they depict exactly what's going on, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. I'm going to move on to the visuals, and the game to me looks like art. When looking at each of the puzzles presented, the levels and puzzles are beautifully drawn by hand. The style is black and white lithograph, and I love this type of work. It suits the game and its story perfectly, and the music just works so well with it. Each level uses great shading and grayscale and suits the game theme wonderfully well. It's pretty dark, you know. The environment makes the game even more playable as it's so immersive, and you do get lost in this unique and crazy world. Now the bridge is described as a 2D logic puzzle game, so we're going into the gameplay, and it asks the player to reevaluate their preconception of physics and of course perspective. The game itself at first seems very basic and is super minimalistic. You're not going to find any health bars or timers or a scoring system here. This is just you trying to figure out each puzzle. Now there's 24 puzzles to overcome, 6 puzzles at a time, spread over 4 worlds, and when you complete the game there is an alternate version of this game where you can play differing versions of the 24 main puzzles, which is really welcome by the way. They're basically mirrored levels of the 24 that you initially complete. You will want to therefore complete all 48 levels because there is an alternate ending. This is Isaac Newton meets MC Escher. Your aim here is simple: manipulate gravity so the ceiling becomes the floor and the floor becomes the ceiling, and vice versa. You move your character through what at first seems impossible architectures. On the Switch you control movement simply by pressing the shoulder buttons left and right. You can also use tilt controls if you wish, and you can invert them if you want to as well. I prefer personally the shoulder buttons. Now this will move the whole puzzle in the direction you wish, which is the level of rotation mechanic, but you will also have to move keys or boulders so that your character does not get squashed or your character doesn't fall off the screen, or for the key to become useful in opening the door. Now, as well as being able to move the world in a rotation mode, you can also move your individual character by using the analog stick. And not to give it away, but it does become very useful to solve some of the puzzles in this game. To make it clear, you cannot move any of the items individually, you have to move the world to make those move. And therein lies the meat of the game. With each movement you have to be precise in making sure each item or character goes where you want them to so you can complete the puzzle. Now there are all sorts of gravity manipulations, parallel dimensions, vortexes and all sorts of other stuff that's going to boggle your mind. And like any good puzzle game, the first few levels are nice and easy, drawing you in. There will be certain mechanics added to each puzzle which makes it more difficult as you progress, and I found that some of the difficulty spikes which you encounter later on are very difficult to overcome. This difficulty is frustrating as it's more to do with trial and error rather than working out the level just using your brain. You can also use a rewind button, and to be honest that is quite welcome. However, I did find it slow in rewinding the level, especially if you get caught in one of the vortexes on the levels later on in the game, but I'm happy that it was there. But sometimes I just preferred to reset the level, which you can do in the options. There is no doubt that this game needs you to have patience. If you don't have patience, you may as well go and play something else. It's as simple as that. The game offers a great challenge, and with each new concept you learn through the game, you will need to use what you've learned in the next puzzle to overcome the new concept that's been introduced at the same time, which, to be honest, using the word thrilling may be a bit exaggerative, but it's honestly how I felt completing some of the puzzles, because they are quite difficult later on. Now, in terms of value, the game is $10 in the USA, £8.99 in the UK, and I believe for that price you're getting really good value for money here. There's lots of puzzles to complete, and they're going to keep you challenged for sure. Even when you complete the game, you'll have more puzzles to overcome, so you can go for that alternate ending. Once you complete the game, you'll feel like you want more, and that can only be a good thing, and luckily there is another 24 levels, even though they are mirrored. So moving on to that verdict, this game's certainly not perfect, but it is one of the most imaginative and engrossing puzzles I've played in a long time. It's great to play in handheld mode and in docked mode, but I preferred it on handheld. I think puzzle games like this are perfect for the Switch and to be on the move. You can just whisk an evening away. Like any great book, you'll become engrossed in figuring out each of the puzzles, and you'll enjoy following those breadcrumbs to discover the story. Each puzzle will require you to think unconventionally to figure out the solution. The game's description certainly nails it when it says, "The laws of physics are not what they seem." This game really asks you to think outside of the box to figure out each puzzle, and I think that's great. There are some massive difficulty spikes which may have you tearing your hair out, but that could not detract from the beautifully designed indie title, which deserves your time and your attention. This game then for me deserves a solid 7.5 out of 10. My name's Juan Romero from Switchwatch, and if you like this review, you know what to do, guys. Hit that thumbs up for me, it'd be much appreciated. Leave me a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this review. And last but not least, if you're a new watcher here, please consider subscribing to our channel for more reviews like this one. Surely by now, guys, you know what I'm going to say. I'll see you on the next one.
Let's go. Summer's gone, I'm latching on. Don't even know your name, but you're still in my head. Underneath rays of gold, your body, you're so close. No, I can't forget, no. When I saw you on the dance floor, oh, I saw you who's